He uses multiple gig apps all at the same time to maximize his earnings. But this can be difficult and dangerous while driving. Sometimes the requests come in so fast, Joe can't pick and choose the best trips to take, which can result in lower pay or lower rated disruptive passengers. That was until Joe found Maximo, the automation app that helps gig workers accept and decline trip requests. Maximo will use the filters set by Joe, like time, distance, and rating, to determine which trips are best suited for Joe. When a trip request comes in, Joe doesn't need to worry. Maximo will compare the trip details to Joe's filters and then determine if it should automatically accept the trip, decline the trip, or allow Joe to decide by showing the per mile and per minute rates. When a trip has been accepted, Maximo will turn off the other apps that aren't on a trip. Once Joe finishes a trip, Maximo will turn everything back on. This will allow Joe to reduce his stress and frustration, drive safe, and focus on the important tasks. Check out Maximo at www.maximoapp.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to Thursday night Rodeo Roundtable. And hold on one sec.
Even though I think it's like a rodeo triangle.
I know it's like a triangle now, huh? As you can see, we're a couple of people short. We don't have Steve or Hannibal. You know, both of them.
Rodeo pyramid, may I say.
Both of them somehow has a spouse that has a birthday today. Imagine that.
What are the chances?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, the odds are astronomical.
Yeah, I mean, come on now. No, happy birthday to Marissa. Happy birthday to Hannibal's wife. I don't know her name, so we're going to call her Hannibal's wife. So hopefully both the men that are not here are doing something special for you guys. If not, come back and tell us. We'll get on to them.
We'll make sure they do something special soon.
But I do have the faithful Kim. She's here every week. She's actually here more than anybody else on the show. And of course, we got, I know, not yet. I'll cut your power or something one day. She'd probably just log in from her phone then.
I would.
And of course, we got John Dash Theory TV.
Yes, sir.
He's with us a lot too, but I think he misses whenever he wants to like go watch cartoons and eat cereal. And
I know this is an NBA Finals. Jim. Lucky I'm here today.
Hey, lucky I'm here.
It would have been the Kim show, like Josh
It would have
said.
been the Kim show.
You have to transplant it to Kim's channel.
Yeah, that's all right. She can hold it down for an hour. She's long-winded sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, I wasn't gonna say all the time. I was trying to give you some credit. So, but no, we got some good stories that Steve sent us. Well, we think they're good. We didn't really read them yet, so we're gonna go over them together.
Show and tell time.
I mean, we'll all learn, we'll all talk it. We'll make it last a good amount of time. We'll inform people. Yeah, we'll be.
And if
we'll
not,
we'll
the
across.
rest of the show, it's all good.
Yeah,
I mean, we can do whatever we want with it at this point.
Yeah, I mean, show up or else we do whatever we want. Isn't that the rule? Right?
I mean, consequences. That's the only thing I could say.
That's all I say too.
Must be present to win.
must be present to control the show. So, let's see. Wait. Why are you in the chat?
Wait, yeah, Marissa, it's your birthday. Happy birthday,
It's
Marissa.
your birthday. Where's Steve? That's
on.
it. Somebody call Steve. We should call him live. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, you called us, so I don't know what you're talking about. You butt dial?
Yeah. He's supposed to be taking her out for her birthday.
I feel like singing to her since she's here.
Okay,
It's
go ahead,
birthday.
Kim.
No, I'm
Go
good.
ahead.
Sorry, Marissa. You don't want to hear my voice.
You can't offer it and then be like, never mind.
Well, if we all did it, then it would be different.
We did it all offer.
Yeah, it'd all be terrible. That's why we didn't offer, Kim, but you did. Just a quick one. How about that? Go ahead.
Thanks for my backup, guys. Thanks for having my back. See that wheel I was just rolled under? That's where I'm at.
I think that's more like pushing you in front of a bus.
It's like, see the walk symbols right there. Just walk.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday, Marissa. We love you.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Marissa.
Happy birthday. Feliz cumpleaños.
Yeah. All right. And of course, we got our trusty Thomas in the chat with us as well. He's there every week. And in fact, I think he's here more than all of us besides Kim as well. So he really should just join the panel one day. Of course, got Red, Gig Wars Official, RiDESHARE Road Warrior. His name always trips me up. RiDESHARE Road Warrior Rick. Too many R's.
I think that's the point. It's supposed to be a tongue twister. Say it 5 times fast.
Got Tommy in the chat. Of course, Josh doesn't really matter. And Bruce. Welcome, Bruce. And Bizarre Lady.
Busy lady.
Bizarre.
Lady.
I don't know. We're gonna mess up your names.
Lady,
I'm just telling you. Oh yeah, and she's here
Donna's
too.
here.
Donna.
Hi, Donna.
You know, she watches the show, and I asked her. I said, "Why don't you just sit behind me and watch this show?" You know, because I mean, we're in the same house, so why not you just sit over here? She goes, "Well, then I can't hear everybody else."
Oh, that is true.
I think you have to get headphones too.
Yeah.
That's for the round table one night.
Well, she's already got in her earbuds, so I said she could. I mean, I guess it's I don't know, no different. I guess it keeps me from looking behind me all the time to see what she's doing. Like, why are you in here?
Makes you less paranoid.
Because wouldn't you feel weird if your husband like sat behind you, Kim, while you was live streaming?
Yeah, I kind of would.
I mean, it would feel weird, but then would you actually turn over or would you just look in the camera and be like, hey?
I would probably just ignore it after a while and just keep on going. Sorry, honey.
So, but we do have some good stories, like I said. We'll try and muster through them the best we can. And, of course, the first one that we have up, where did I put it, is DoorDash must produce data on driver crashes from the Colorado Supreme Court agreement. So, DoorDash alleged it would take 13 million hours to provide its crash data to a man seriously injured by one of the company's drivers. Basically, what happened in this story is, I guess, a driver was out doing a delivery, ended up crashing into this guy, and now the guy is suing DoorDash because he's claiming, where's my notes?
Is this the same article where the guy was claiming that he was in a rush because he had to get to a delivery on time or something like that, so he ran a stop sign?
Well, this isn't the driver.
No, the driver, the DoorDash driver ran the red light because he claimed that he was trying to get to a delivery on time or something like that. Is that the same article?
I believe so. Is it the one where he had the guy had to lose his leg over it? Yes.
Yeah, he was riding a motorcycle. The guy who lost his leg, I think, was riding a motorcycle, if I remember right.
Right. And so, and that's what the guy's defense is stating that DoorDash gives incentives to drivers that make them be in a hurry. And so he says by them doing that, it's making drivers act careless and it makes the company responsible for his injuries.
I think I was trying to like DoorDash's Domino's and says everything is every 30 minutes or less. That guy's just trying to not take responsibility is what it sounds like to me.
I don't know. I don't care what DoorDash says the timing. I drive like a grandma. I'm not going to get a ticket or get in an accident because I'm trying to do a delivery. Like I'm always safe when I'm driving. I always say I never worry about my driving. I worry about the crazy people around me driving, but I drive like a grandma. DoorDash isn't worth it.
Right. Yeah. And DoorDash is saying that it can't comply with what the judge want or what the court wants because they said that it does 34 million deliveries per week, which means that they would have to produce 159 million pages, and that would take employees roughly 13 million hours to process.
That's crazy. And they wanted I think if I remember the article correctly, the judge also wanted DoorDash, like every change that DoorDash did to their app, they also wanted documentation behind that as well, which, God, can you imagine every time DoorDash changed something that like they would need documents? Do you know how
Well,
many
they wanted it. What did it say? Because it said it in here. Let me find it real quick. Because they don't want every app change. They want every app change that came to driver crashes or reports of distracted driving.
How do you prove something like that?
That's what I was thinking. Like, how can you prove version 12 had more distracted drivings than version 10?
Like they want numbers that were never even tracked in the first place. It sounds like,
and that's what DoorDash is trying to say is they don't track or maintain information gathered from reports and claim in such a way that it can decipher which claims are related to collisions. Is what they're trying to do, John.
That makes sense. I mean, if this was one of the few times when it actually makes sense what DoorDash is saying.
Yeah, I don't see how you can. Yeah, I don't see how you can. But the court did come back and say, look, you guys already admitted that you track so much data already. We're not asking you for new data. We're asking you for the data that you already track, that you already told us you have. So they're not.
That's a lot of man hours to get all that information. Like that's I mean, it's very unfortunate what happened to this guy. No one deserves to have their leg amputated in any kind of accident. That's absolutely horrible. But I think the fault's more on driver. I mean, I can't believe I'm defending DoorDash, but I feel like the fault is more on the driver than it is DoorDash.
Well, I was going to get into that here in a second.
Oh, sorry, I'm jumping in.
Yeah, you are. That's all right, though. That's what we love about you. Think ahead. So, the court decided, you know what? You already have this data. You already admitted that you have this data. It's already available. So, the Supreme Court agreed that the order was reasonable, and it has now been sent back over to the county. And I guess they're going to continue trial. So, DoorDash will have to produce all of the documents. After reading this story, and I believe we talked about this once before, my question was, how is DoorDash responsible for what a driver does? Like we're supposed to be independent contractors at some point. Again, I don't want anybody hurt, and I feel sad for people that do, but you can't hold DoorDash or any platform responsible for how another person drives unless you are going to allow them to penalize drivers for the way that they drive.
Yeah. The only time I could honestly, and this would never in a million years happen, is if DoorDash has like car insurance for its drivers and they're held liable based off of the insurance they hold for the drivers. But that would never happen in a million years. That's the only way I could see something like this sticking.
Yeah, I think even if they provide them with this data dump, I think they want the data for just to have the data. I don't think they really, because if you think about it, are the court system really going to comb through all that data, even if they provide them with the data dump of everything that's happened over, I don't know how many lawsuits and yada yada yada.
They'll have interns do it.
Yeah. Well, then, who knows what conclusions they're going to pull out of that? They're not data. They're not been put in a SQL table.
Well, I mean, what did it say? It said 159 million pages.
It was something crazy.
Like, unless you're getting everybody in the state of Colorado working on that thing, there's no way you're going to sift through all that. You're just not. So you're gonna skim through it, try and find keywords. Now, I guess if it's digital, that would make it a little bit easier because then you can just search keywords, things like that. But if I was DoorDash, I'd print it all off, print every single page, and just start delivering boxes. That's the old lawyer tricks. You see it on TV when a big firm wants to put the small guy under pressure, they just start having boxes upon boxes. Yeah, that's all you got to do.
Just flood them with information.
Yeah.
Definitely not something you can ask Chat GPT to say, hey, can you provide me?
Skim this document for me.
Chat GPT, give me the conclusion here. Is DoorDash guilty? Sounds good.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't see how they can hold DoorDash responsible for a driver's actions. There's just so much I'm with Kim. I can't believe we're defending DoorDash on something, but I just personally don't think that you can hold a driver responsible for something or hold DoorDash responsible for something that a driver does that DoorDash has zero control over. Can't even penalize a driver for that. That like the only way DoorDash can penalize the driver is if it shows up on the MVR or they get in an accident.
To me, it sounds like the driver needed an excuse to get out of running a red light and hurting someone in an accident. So he just said, oh yeah, by the way, I'm a DoorDash driver. And it like snowballed. If he didn't even say he was a DoorDash driver, this person wouldn't even have a legality behind a suit.
Yeah, I also wondered too if his insurance company is somehow involved in this, saying, hey, we don't want to pay you and we don't want to pay anybody. Let's throw DoorDash under the bus. Say that they were causing you to act recklessly and yada yada yada.
No, I'm thinking it's more the person suing, his lawyer saying that, like, hey, this guy's only insured for 50,000, 100,000. That's what most policies are. They're like, hey, if we go after DoorDash, much bigger fish, we can get millions.
Yeah, they want to make sure,
especially with the loss of a limb.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I mean, like I don't even think like the medical coverage would even cover his surgery. Like for a regular person's insurance, I don't even think it would cover it.
No, I agree with that.
Sad. So, well, I'm sure we'll get more as that story develops in the future.
Oh yeah, I'm sure this is not the end of that one. I'm sure.
No.
Speaking of the future of robots is here.
Yes, lots of them, lots of robots. It is interesting that there's this, attack of the robots. I feel like, and last week we were talking about it.
Oh, my segue.
I'm getting good at this.
It's all practice, Gary. And she should be proud. It's like the student has become the teacher.
And I look at her. So, hey, what about these robots, John?
So these robots are they're taking over once again. So there's thousands of delivery bots are being deployed for Uber Eats. Last week we talked about them, flooding Phoenix, delivering food, and now it's even growing. So it says food delivery service Uber Eats is partnering with Serve Robotics, an autonomous delivery startup, to deploy up to 2,000 of the latter's robots in multiple markets across the United States. So not just Phoenix anymore. Let's see. Robot deliveries increased by over 30% month over month. Over 200 participating restaurants in Los Angeles.
What I find interesting, though, they didn't say where the 2,000 bots were being deployed to. So if you start seeing
across the nation, isn't that definition?
Well, we know Phoenix and we know Los Angeles, so we have two spots so far.
Well, Los Angeles had already said that they have over 200 in LA.
So that's 10% down right there. So now it's for the other 1,800 now.
Well, I think this is 2,000 in addition to everything that's already out there.
Yeah.
My goodness.
So, and people that listening, watching, if you don't know which robots we're talking about, we're not talking about the big ones. We're talking about the little bitty ones that Steve really loves.
And they look
like they're like little minions.
Yes.
They look like coolers with wheels.
Here, let me see. I'll share my screen here.
Oh my God! So, have you guys gone into like the rabbit
that thing that
hole
looks like
of
a minion
TikTok and just Googled like delivery robots? And there are some really funny videos out there. They're highly entertaining.
There is. There's actually some really funny videos about robots. Rick says that the bots can't handle the LA sidewalks.
There's so many videos out that show people like trying to help the bots that like fall off the curb, and they're like, here, and then the bot goes, thank you.
Thank you. Now, some of them are like the one I just showed you. It looks like the dumb version of other bots I have seen. It just does. It looks like the minion dumb version of Wally.
I love Wally though. I love that movie.
Like some of them look really cool. So about this story though, John, one thing that I did notice that it says it's approved for level 4 autonomy. That is, being able to handle all aspects of driving without human intervention. The robots can reroute if they encounter obstruction and can also avoid collision with other drivers. I actually had to look up how many levels there are.
Are there more than how many levels are there? Now I'm kind of curious.
There's 6 total.
I thought it was to be double digits. So four is what is this? Described as all aspects of driving without human interventions in certain conditions.
Right. 4, if we had to put it in car terms, 4 is like a Tesla.
Okay. What's 5?
So would the 3-1 be able to go through a crime scene like the video we saw?
I'll read off the levels to you. All right, so we got levels. There's 0 through 5. So level 0 means nothing at all. Level 1 is driver assistance. Level 2 is partial driving assistance. So I guess my car is like level 1. Level 3 is conditional driving automation. Level 4 is high driving. And then level 5 is full driving.
So level 5 is the one that can fight back. Like if you push it on the curb, it pushes back. It's like, hey, no, I will not be bullied.
Wait, is it Johnny Cab or was it Johnny 5? Which one was it? What's Johnny Cab?
I don't know what Johnny Cab is. I've heard that term.
But you know I'm talking about Johnny 5?
Maybe.
I don't.
Babe, what's the movie from?
Oh, not Short Circuit. Is it Short Circuit? No.
Hold on, she's screaming something. What? Short Circuit.
I was right.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's.
I was right.
Yes.
Thanks, Donna.
I was about to tell her like she ain't listening. So yeah, that's the 5 levels right there, and they're basically saying that these robots are almost as the same as a full driving Tesla, which we know full driving Tesla is not a full driving Tesla either because it's very dangerous.
Yeah.
So
one thing I've always wondered, 'cause it says these things have like Pizza Hut and Walmart. What happens if like there's a nice meal, like a pizza, using for example, somebody tips that over, my pizza's all tore up by the time it gets to me. Do I get that for free?
I don't understand. I'll be honest. I don't understand. Yes, they deliver it to you, but like all the videos I've seen, like you actually have to walk the robot, like scan your phone to open the robot, get your food, and then walk back into your house. Like there's still, it doesn't just come to your doorstep. Like there's extra steps you have to do to go get your food.
there's no leave it at my door.
See, yeah, I don't want that robot delivering to me. I don't want to leave I want them to leave it at my door. I don't want to have to.
Like,
I don't want to have to hand it to me from a robot.
If I'm ordering food, I'm lazy enough that I don't want to leave my house even to go down to my walkway to go get my food from a robot. I want it at my door.
But don't these robots only take the no-tip orders? Because technically, if you're a no-tipper, maybe you should do a little bit extra work.
I am curious though what orders they get. I am. I mean, we'll probably never know, but.
So you know what? We'll see.
I wonder if the apps tell them that too. But like, hey, your order's coming via robot, or if it's an option.
I know I think one of the articles we did previously said restaurants have an option to opt in or opt out. I've never heard if a customer does.
Kind of looking through my Uber Eats app to see if there's any robot
That's right.
delivery
They're in your
options.
area, right, John?
Well, in my city, not my area necessarily, but in my city. Well, what if I say I'm at a different address? I can spoof my GPS.
Wait, you got these little robots in your area?
No, well, they have Uber delivery through autonomous vehicles in Phoenix.
Through like Waymo?
And why haven't you done a video on this yet?
Yeah,
they're not in my area. They're in Phoenix.
I will go stand on a corner and order something.
That's a little different issue then. Like, sir, I'm promising I'm buying. I'm not selling. Like, what? No, not that either. Not that either.
No, I'm serious. I would go to a corner where I know it's in that market, and I would order something to be brought to whatever address is behind me, because I'm curious how it works.
That happens
if it's done by car, by Waymos, well, we know nobody's inside those. So what? They pull up to the restaurant, employee puts in there, they drive to you without a hot bag.
That's what I wonder. There's so many things. I don't even know how to get a robot.
That happens to me all the time. That's why I refuse to do any deliveries in the summer by the beach line, because so many people that are on the beach will put in the address of a house like right next to the beach line and say to deliver it to them, and then it's like a hand it to me and it's there, and you call, they're like, oh, I'm on the beach, I'm coming, and like they're running and you're standing there waiting, and you can't deliver to an actual house, it's a person. So you can do it. People do it all the time in New Jersey, supposedly.
Why don't you
go downtown and start ordering?
Why don't you just text them when you're on your way so they know?
I do, and people are on the beach. Do you think that they care that the delivery driver is on the way with their food? They don't care. They're having fun.
I show up, hit the timer. 5 minutes, people.
I do it all the time. I hit that timer even a block, but I've learned my lesson. During the summer, I don't go to anywhere on the beach line in New Jersey.
Interesting.
Ever.
Well, one good thing about these robots, they can't be deactivated, unlike drivers. Right, Kim?
Oh, that was a good one. Yes. So there is a DoorDash driver in Niagara Falls who has been dashing for more than 5 years, and he has all these fantastic ratings. Does this sound familiar? And he gets deactivated. And the reason why he got deactivated, it was very vague, but I feel like almost these get sent out to almost everybody who gets deactivated, but he got deactivated for outstanding payouts blocked based on fraudulent behavior. And he couldn't understand what was going on. He called support. They couldn't help him, gave him the runaround. So what does he do? He calls the 7 Problem Solvers, which is a local news station by him, and they actually emailed DoorDash on behalf of this DoorDasher, and DoorDash responded to this news channel within 24 hours, and he was reactivated on DoorDash within 24 hours. So if you want a quick way of getting reactivated on DoorDash, call your local news station, according to this guy.
I wonder, somebody should do that. Somebody should just create a domain, like a news station, give out free email addresses for that domain. Because the only thing you got to do is just have a fake news site or something, I mean, DoorDash ain't gonna investigate.
On your side, it's spelled 7.
Right.
On your side with a Y, SYDE.
Doing wordplay. So we don't know exactly what the driver was deactivated for, though.
According to DoorDash, they informed him that it was mistaken that he was being flagged as fraudulent due to a quality image when he uploaded his ID during the verification process.
Why wouldn't they just ask him for a new? If it's blurry, ask for a new. You know,
Don't you know by
Why did he
DoorDash
have to upload his
acts
ID in
first
the
and then
first place?
thinks later?
well, John, DoorDash had rolled out that new. Are you watching the game?
No, I'm looking at this article. Trying to read this. I wish I was watching the game. Not gonna lie, I
He
can pull it up
was
again.
zoned in like he was watching the game, wasn't he?
You can maybe see the reflection in his glasses.
know,
Can
right?
we see it?
See some-
No, it's not. It's no movement. It's just this. Yeah.
He's
No,
probably yes. Oh, you're right.
I was waiting on it. No, DoorDash rolled out that new verification system. It's kind of like Lyft's. You know, I don't know if you've ever done Lyft, but you have to actually take a picture of your driver's license and yourself, unlike Uber, which is just a picture of yourself.
So yeah, that's what I've done. I've done the Uber one.
Yeah. So DoorDash I actually got it. I actually had to do a verification like last week. And it was smooth for me.
Yeah, I got it months ago. Like we're talking like 4 or 5 months ago. My problem with it is it's only once and that's it. To me, I feel like it almost needs to be like Uber that like spots checks you
randomly.
every month randomly. Because even if I do it now, who's to say I can't give my account to someone else or there's some fishy stuff going on and you buy your account supposedly on Facebook Marketplace and you're not catching people. I feel like it's counterproductive. It should be more often.
Yeah,
Red. My account in a couple of months. I should sell it on Facebook Marketplace. Apparently,
Red actually got the verification too, and she dyed her hair blue, like blue, and it triggered her because her hair in her photos brown. And so she had to call, as she's put here, I had to call Top Dasher support and get it fixed ASAP.
Did they fix it?
I'm a Top Dasher.
They did it manually. Wow.
It was good timing. See, that's the thing that's kind of dumb about this is because you think that facial recognition, like a lot of the way that I would imagine facial recognition works, because this is how it works in the movies. It has all the little dots that shows like, okay, there's 75 different facial features. And apparently DoorDash is just comparing your hair color. That doesn't even make sense. And hair color changes like
Uber. Sometimes I have a hard time because in my profile picture, I don't have my glasses. So if I am driving and I use my glasses for driving and I take my picture, they say you need to retake your picture without your glasses because
mine does the same thing because I took my initial picture and I believe with my driver's license too, because in my driver's license they make you take off your glasses.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I have to take it off before I take a picture every single time.
Yeah.
You know, it's ridiculous. Thanks, Thomas. We appreciate that.
Yeah, I think we need to start a thing. I feel like, they are anti-people with glasses, all these facial recognitions. It sounds like a lawsuit. Anti-visually impaired people.
I have no problem with, what they're doing, trying to verify driver accounts. I have no problem with that. My problem is if your app is crashing weekly, if it's not working as intended, like, let's fix those issues. Like when drivers can't complete a pickup or delivery, I think that's a little bit bigger issue than verifying accounts. Just is to me.
Yeah, I don't see why I guess I can see why verifying accounts could be an issue if there's all of a sudden a lot of people. Maybe this issue of people selling accounts is bigger than I know. I don't know.
I guess I'm just bitter just because, like, in my area, I can't tell you how many drivers I see normally with like 2 or 3 phones, and then you look at their phones, like there's DoorDash, and then maybe Uber. Like you can definitely tell that they definitely have more than one account, and I'm like, it just burns me up every time.
Okay, see, that just sounds like a way to get one of those deactivated because like one of this is going to be late. You're going to get one deactivated. So
what?
Kim, you don't want 2 phones?
No.
I have 3 phones whenever I work too.
But you don't have 2 different DoorDash accounts on 2 different.
They're not like
no, but here's the thing. A lot of people, it's not always that you have 2 different DoorDash accounts on 2 different phones. Sometimes it's the same account on 2 different phones because some people believe. Don't trust me. Some people believe that if you have iOS and Android both running on 2 different phones, that you get more orders. I don't understand it, but that's what they do.
So wait. This is a throwback. Who remembers back when there was the 2-phone trick with DoorDash, where you could actually see the hidden payouts or see full all that stuff?
Yeah, I remember that.
That's the reason I originally had 2 phones, but that didn't last long.
Yeah, I also remembered when DoorDash's base pay was $5. Where did that go?
Back in my day,
$1.50 in some markets now.
That's crazy.
Before too long, it's gonna be like $1.
it'd be like DoorDash. Just please tip.
Now, see, this is one thing I have learned about gig workers over the years of doing gig work. They're crazy. It's the truth. Like some of these people, they have. It's kind of like the government conspiracies and things like that. Like there's a lot of gig workers out there that have all kinds of crazy things. Like if I force close my app 3 times and then I'll get a request quicker. What?
That makes no sense.
Yeah, exactly. It makes none. And like kind of like people. Oh, if I'm at this location, I get more orders than if I'm at that location. Like what?
Well, I mean, this location is probably near a lot more restaurants.
Days that I won't get enough orders, so I might keep wearing the same socks I'm wearing. Isn't that like a athlete thing or something like that? I don't know.
Like a baseball player superstition.
But everybody has their own, I guess, superstition when it comes to apps. They just do. Like some Spark drivers. I went through this with the wife. A lot of people believe that if you are not sitting in Walmart's parking lot, that you are not going to get an order. And I'm like, what? I decline Spark orders all day long driving around.
I live 10 miles away from my Walmart and still get Walmart orders. And yeah,
blown up every day, huh?
Well, you get better orders if you're closer. Proximity does play a factor. Now, will you not get any orders? I don't know about that.
Here's the thing. Whenever I was doing Spark for the short amount of time that I did Spark, it like I'm getting $5 a mile orders, and I don't sit at Walmart. I just don't.
See, that's $5. I need to go to that market. Apparently, $5 a mile consistently.
Like I won't do Spark for anything less than $20-$25, and has to pay more than $3 a mile.
See, $3 a mile or better. That's where I'm at. Yeah, usually 3 to 5 in that range.
Yeah.
Every now and then you get like a $20 for 2 miles. Like, I'll take that.
Because whenever I'm out working Spark takes the most time from any platform. You can do one an hour. That's what you got.
It depends. I have a store that gets a lot more shop and delivers, which I've realized is like the exception to the rule. But at that store, I can't say consistently. At least more than once a day, I can get 2 orders an hour because of that. Not all day, every day, but
then you are blessed.
Like I said, I've learned that now. After I've gone to like 3 or 4 different ones, I'm realizing, oh, this is a little hidden gem.
Don't let anybody know what that Walmart is. Keep that one to yourself.
I'm gonna start doing vlogs at every other Walmart except that one.
Hey, Brandon. By the way, anybody, I believe Brandon still does his show right after ours. So after here, make sure you head over to Dashing Grandpa's channel and you can check him out on his live tonight.
After party at Dashing Grandpa's.
Yeah, like Spark for me, I've only been able to do 1 an hour because it normally drops at 20-25 after, and you pick it up 45 after. Yeah. And that's if they're on time, rolling them out. Like as a customer, I ordered pickup as a customer. We sat there over an hour. And I call them. They're like, well, we're backed up. So I canceled the order, went in and just shopped it myself. I didn't realize how long we were sitting there because me and Donna was talking. And then after I finally realized, like, wait, we've been here an hour. And I was like, we could just went in and got it ourselves quicker.
I will say that Spark's worst case scenario is worse than any other app. And a long DoorDash wait, Uber Eats wait doesn't compare to a long Spark wait.
And then here's the kicker with it. I canceled it. I called lady inside. I said, hey, I'm not going to get this order. She goes, okay, cancel in your app. I'm like, okay. So I get in there. I cancel in my app. It says I can't cancel it in my app because it's already been picked. You know, it said, and so I had to do a few more steps, and it says it's pending cancellation. We go shop it. We come home, and another hour and 20 minutes goes by, and then it says your order has been picked up. I'm like, what? No, it hasn't. So 2 hours and 20 minutes after my pickup time, somebody got my order. Yeah. So I had to call Walmart. And Walmart, the customers, this is one thing I do like about them. Customer service was great with them because I call him, I explained what happened. He goes, okay, no problem. I'll refund all that. So refund it, no questions asked. So that was good.
But this is going to end with you getting two of the same orders.
No, mine was pickup. It was a pickup order for me.
That's what I thought. That's card you said earlier. I was like, somebody picked it up.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like where I was parked, you know, because you select the spot that you park in. I guess they brought that out to somebody else.
somebody else got a free order.
Yeah, somebody else got my order that I canceled, and probably didn't check it. Drove home, realized, what the hell did we get? Because it was a whole bunch of miscellaneous crap. And then probably had to drive back to the store to get their order.
You have to be careful with that because it actually, the opposite happened to me. I was in parking spot, I'm making this up, number 5, and I was waiting, and, you know, you chat with the people and I say, hey, you know, can you check me in? And they tell my name, whatever, they checked me in. Like 15 minutes later, they still haven't come out. I'm like, and it says that it was ready. There was a customer, because there were no spots available, she decided to park across the way from my spot and put my spot as her spot and kicked me out of the system. And they still had no record that I was like checked in as a Spark driver until like I flagged down another person 20 minutes later and said, I still haven't gotten my order. And then the customer's like, oh yeah, I put spot number 5 down. I didn't think that would affect anything. I was about literally ready to kill her.
So what you're saying is if we want to troll somebody, we just pull up and put their spot.
It kicks them out. It literally kicks them out.
That's crazy. Okay, so moving on with our stories here. How many do either one of you guys use Chat GPT?
I do all the time.
I occasionally, I've used it more and more lately.
What do you use it for, Kim?
Video ideas. So if I'm like stuck on a script for a video, like I'll ask it for advice. But even like random stuff, like if I don't know how to do something, like I'll like, even if it's like technology related, I'll ask Chat GPT. There was something about a live I was doing that I wanted to do something, and I'm like, I don't know how to do it. So I'm like, oh, Chat GPT, how do I do? And it told me step-by-step instructions. So
what about you, John?
I've never really thought about actually using Chat GPT like that. I need to. I'm simple. I just have a YouTube title. I'm like, give me 10 other versions. Make it funnier. Make it more interesting. And I still end up with the same one I initially was going to do at the time. I just use it to bounce ideas, basically.
Chat GPT is my new Google.
It really is. Like I feel like I'm using it more and more every day.
Like I use it every day, and the more I use it, the more I like it. I can't even lie. Like a lot of stuff, like especially coding wise now, I can take it and code it in Android and have Chat GPT change it over to whatever programming language I want.
That's awesome.
And it'll do it. And vice versa. And so like if you're trying to learn, especially if you're trying to learn something, it's great. But at the same time, it does still have errors, which is strange that Instacart is beginning a national rollout of a Chat GPT search tool for the restaurants.
Yeah. Hey, John, if you're ever stuck on like a video idea, I'm not saying to do it word for word, but it helps. Like to me, it helps like writer's block sometimes. Like I'll say, tell me, like I want to do a 5-minute video on YouTube for DoorDash stealing tips or something to that effect. And like it'll actually give you like and you might not use the entire thing, but it might give you like an idea
Snippets.
to go, oh, you know, I never thought about that. And like, it'll kind of get your juices flowing again. That's what I use it for.
I did that something similar like that for the first time recently, where I had like a video idea and I was like, oh, I want to see what this will happen. and I was like, write me a script, and it actually gave me way more than I thought it would. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, I've learned you have to be very specific with it. Like, I want to do a 5-minute video. I want to do a 2-minute, like very specific
Like
information.
down to, okay, I got it. Okay.
Yeah. But it has helped me many times with writer's block, or a lot of times, like, I want to do like a really good description in the video. And if you tell I want to do a YouTube description video, like about a video, whatever you're doing, it'll actually help you with writer's block that too. That's what I use it for.
I might use it tonight. I have some video ideas and just see what comes out of it.
Like I said, you're not using the whole thing, but it'll help you like formulate a plan.
And the best thing about it is it remembers, what I call remember, because like if you ask it something and then you ask it a couple more questions, and then you can tell it, hey, refer back to that first question I asked you, and it will.
Wow.
So speaking of Chat GPT, there was a thing I read about it, kind of off track, about it hallucinating. You guys read about that?
No.
So hallucinating is what they call it when like Chat GPT apparently just makes up stuff. They call it hallucinating.
Huh. Well, maybe they're
Moody has some free time. Look it up.
Maybe they're hallucinating about Instacart.
Yeah, it could be. I you know what? I use Chat GPT so much now that I actually paid for the premium version.
How much is that?
Yes, it's like $20 a month.
Okay,
but the responses are so much quicker than the free version.
I've never had a problem with responses. I was watching a YouTuber who actually used Chat GPT a lot, and they're like, sometimes there's so many people on it and there's a delayed response and it'll take minutes. I've never had a problem with the response immediately from them.
I think it depends on what you're asking it, because some of the stuff requires a deeper dive.
Maybe.
And so maybe that's it.
Maybe.
But yeah, Instacart is rolling out a version of it for their search tool. It says Instacart announced Wednesday it has begun the full rollout of AI-powered search tool that leverages the Chat GPT called Ask Instacart. The company said the new capability will scale to all U.S. and Canadian customers over the coming weeks. The tool allows customers to find products as well as recipes, food prep tips, and more using natural language instead of keyboard-based searches. Instacart said its Ask Instacart tool is part of its growing suite of new AI native initiatives that the company aims to launch in the future. And it goes on to give you examples, tells you, when it's going to be rolled out, and it's going to be like, I don't know, 80,000 partners or whatever. One thing that I was getting off of the examples that they were giving, how is this any different than what Amazon already has?
What does Amazon? See, I don't even know what Amazon already has.
I don't know that part of it. What I found interesting was maybe because I like to cook and I cook dinner a lot, that like if you it could ask you, I never thought to ask Chat GPT, what's a recipe? I'm making this up for meatballs, and it'll tell you the ingredients and it can like add it into your cart, which I thought was pretty cool. But what happens if they suggest like the most expensive items for that, and all of a sudden you have like a $300 Instacart bill just because you wanted to make like meatballs?
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to suggest everything, but if seriously, John, you don't have an Amazon Echo in your house, Alexa, nothing?
I do, but I don't. I use it for like the simple things, like
an Alexa.
Tell me what time it is.
You say, Alexa, it'll turn on in my house right now.
Yeah. I'm usually like, Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes.
Right, but did you know that you can also tell it to get you a recipe for spaghetti, for example, and it'll get you a recipe, and you can tell it to add the ingredients from that recipe to your shopping cart. So whenever you go to the store, you can actually buy all those ingredients.
What do I? Noodles, ground beef.
Well, I don't know. I'm just. but you get the gist of it. I mean, yeah. I don't see how this is going to be any different than the Amazon.
It probably won't be.
I mean, besides the fact that it's probably going to be inside Instacart's app.
I would be lost without. I'm with Donna. Donna said I would be lost without Alexa.
Yeah, it's like they're great. You can program that thing for almost any lights in your house, ACs. I mean, all kinds of stuff.
I control all my air conditioners in my house with Alexa.
Yeah.
All my like plugs have Alexa. I'd be lost without Alexa.
Hey, you walk in, say, "Hey, Alexa, turn on the lights."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the lights come on. You know, gotta get with the new age, John.
My AC is with Alexa. I have that. I have the thermostat. I have that at least. I can tell it to, hey, it's too hot in here. Turn it down by 3 degrees, and it does that. But outside of that, it doesn't have much other function.
He's like, besides that, I don't talk to her. Do you guys ever have yours randomly come on and start telling you stuff? And you're like, I didn't even talk to you.
Oh, I've had that.
I have to be careful because my daughter now knows to talk to Alexa. So I have to be really careful that she asks appropriate things to Alexa and not confuse Alexa with her saying her name.
Yeah, imagine your kid adding all kinds of stuff to your Instacart order, all by Chat GPT. You can have a lot of popsicles and
like, why do we
nuggets.
have 2,000 Otter Pops?
Josh, it's in the other bedroom. I'll send you a picture of it later. So that's where my weight. I moved all, like, we're trying to sell this house, and so I made every room what it should be, not what I want it to be. So I moved all my weightlifting stuff to one room, and the other bedroom is an actual bedroom, and office is an office. And
you're staging it, huh?
Yeah. Oh, I lost my notes. Okay, Kim, you said that you've actually read some more of these.
I have. So the next one is Seattle aims to protect gig workers from sudden termination. Basically, they're trying to, pass, or maybe they already did pass a bill. Last year, Seattle City Council, they passed legislation that guaranteed workers that basically are going to make more than $18 an hour. And then they're now trying to stop the companies from unjust deactivating workers. So they're trying to get it so that if you get deactivated, they have to, I believe in the article, give you, companies would have to give workers a 14-day notice of deactivation and the reasons why. And then, I think that was really it. They're basically pushing for transparency when it comes to deactivation of these companies.
So they have to give a 2 weeks notice that they're going to fire them?
So you have, it's the other way around of a 2 week notice.
Because even if it's a normal W-2 job, like if you get fired, they're not going to be like, hey, you have 14 days and then I'm going to fire you. Like that doesn't make sense. I don't know.
Yeah, that part doesn't make sense to me at all. Like, hey, guess what, John? In 14 days, buddy, you won't be here no more.
So
you know what John's going to do? John's going to do on that 14th day to the company everything he wants. He's going to steal every order he picks up.
Yeah, the last part of this, it says the draft proposal includes a provision that would allow app-based companies to deactivate a worker before completing an investigation in the case of egregious behavior, such as sexual harassment. I don't know. I don't really get that, but.
So that's going to be the clause that the gig companies use and be like, oh, this seems like the egregious behavior. Let's add this in here too. Let's add this. Yeah, but $18 minimum wage is kind of crazy though.
But like here, what if it's something that requires deactivation right then?
I mean, that's what that last clause is for. So like I said, sexual harassment. If you sexually harass a customer, deactivate it immediately.
Yeah, but what type of deactivation can wait 14 days?
I mean, if I'm just eating all your fries, I don't deserve to be
the
activated for 2
paragraph
weeks.
before
If I'm
it
just
says that
pilfering
we are
fries.
identifying things people can't be deactivated for. So to the extent that people have expressed concern, for instance, not being able to deactivate an app-based worker because that app-based worker engaged in racial slurs, the deactivation policy would allow the person to be terminated. So I guess it has to be a pretty, big allegation to terminate immediately, from what I'm getting. So sexual harassment, racial slurs, I would assume any harm, like bodily harm,
Violence.
violence,
Yeah.
Like John said, though, he's going to steal your fries. Then you're going to notify him, hey, John, you've been stealing fries. 2 weeks from today, we're going to deactivate you.
I had 2 more weeks of fries.
Exactly. 2 more weeks of taking food. I mean,
I ordered a 10-piece. You get 7 with me. Sorry.
you ordered the kids' meal, right? 6-piece, maybe 4, depending on how hungry I am.
Yeah. There's no toys and Happy Meals when I deliver.
I'll be honest, it sounded very outlandish. I agree that there has to be something that happens with deactivations, because I think majority of them are falsely deactivatable. So I feel like there needs to be some basis behind it, but I think this is taking it to a new extreme.
Yeah, so I think if it's something like, he didn't deliver my order, or I delivered orders late, maybe. Well, not deliver my order. Delivered my order late. Okay.
Yeah.
I was replying to Ceci over here. She said, in her market, Grubhub announced 24-hour delivery opportunities. So that means that they're going to go 24 hours a day instead of stopping at 11 p.m.?
Delivery opportunities, meaning that you can just keep your app on 24 hours.
Well, no, Grubhub stops at least in my area at 11:59.
Ah.
Yeah, it's like 11 p.m. to like
open until
8
a.m.
7 a.m., something like that. Yeah, it's every market has different hours, but yeah, mine's the same.
They're trying to compete with DoorDash. And Amazon is riding the Grubhub ship, apparently.
It's smart. It's a smart move, really. I mean, depending on how many orders they get late night, but
I mean, why not?
I like Grubhub as a platform. Everybody knows this. Ceci, she only works Grubhub.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah, no, I couldn't survive off of it. Like
Grubhub
just working Grubhub. Maybe if I schedule, maybe that's what I need. I think I need to schedule one day.
Good luck trying to get on the schedule. That's my problem.
I tried for like a week.
I actually, in January, when it was slow, tried to raise my acceptance rate to see if it actually mattered on Grubhub, because talking to Ceci and also other drivers around my area who love Grubhub say it's fantastic. So I'm like, okay, I'll try to raise my acceptance rate. Like, you can't get on block. That's half the problem in order to raise your acceptance rate. It's a process.
Well, plus, doesn't Grubhub for like their premier programs require like a 95 or like a super high acceptance rate?
Yeah, it does. So before we wrap this up, if anybody ever goes to Philly, make sure you go to the Reading Terminal. It's a great place to go. Lots of food in there. Yes, it's a great place to go.
It's the Reading Terminal, not Reading. Reading.
What does that spell? It spells reading.
I know what it spells, but it
spells reading.
says it's Reading.
It spells reading. John, it spells reading, does it not?
I can only. It does. That's what it spells. Yes.
Yes.
That's not how it's pronounced. Just FYI.
Well, not my fault. Not my fault. People can't spell.
That's the thing about the English language. How do you spell read, and then how do you spell red?
Exactly. So I can pronounce it either way.
That's why I'm glad I'm a native English speaker.
I actually say it like that just to bug Josh.
Did he correct you the first time too?
Oh yeah. Okay. And ever since then, I call it reading. And then him and Red both like it's reading. Like how's it spelled? I tell him all the time. Spell reading. Yeah, now spell red.
I went to college in Reading, Pennsylvania. It's Reading.
So, We didn't get to all the stories, but that's good. We can hit them up tomorrow on Driver Nation. I forget what time it starts. What it's 7 p.m. Eastern to
turn on your notifications and you'll know.
Yeah, just follow this channel. If you're not following this channel, follow this. Yeah, I mean, set reminders. Use Chat GPT or Alexa or whatever you need.
Make sure you even use Kim's reminders just to remember when to start this show.
We do, but it didn't go off tonight, so he's like 4 minutes late.
It's because I was texting you at 5 up. Where are you guys?
So make sure everybody likes this video. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead. And Kim, what do you got going? I know you got a lot going.
I always have a lot going on. Full speed ahead in June. I was going to say January for half a second. I'm like, no, that's not right. June. So full speed ahead. A lot of things coming up as far as content wise. I have Money Hungry every Wednesday on the RiDESHARE Guy. So make sure to join us. And that is at 8 p.m. Eastern with Zach Drives Fast. We had UDM on this past week. We have another guest coming up this coming week. So it's a pretty jam-packed schedule. My videos for the RiDESHARE Guy usually release on Fridays, along with all the stuff that's on my channel. So yeah, I feel like it's, we keep on going. But it's always fun. So you can check out my channel, check out RiDESHARE, you guys. I'm on both, so check me out on both. I'm on TikTok.
John, you're on TikTok now too?
I've been on TikTok. Where have you been?
I don't watch your TikToks.
The sad thing is I don't watch my own TikToks.
Wait, John, you do TikToks too?
Well, I do shorts. I upload all my shorts on TikTok. Well,
okay. So it's not like personal TikToks. It's gig work TikToks.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't watch none of those. All mine are comedians. So, John, what do you got going on?
Me, man, continuing to Walmart Spark content. I uploaded a video, I think a day or two ago. Got some more. I got a lot of video ideas. I'm kind of been turning into shorts lately, and just because it's easier to get them out there faster that way. Also have a second channel, just barely started, uploaded one short on there. It's called John Dash, and I'll be uploading non-Spark content there, at least in the immediate term, just because my channel right now is pretty much all Spark. I'm going to keep it that way. So non-Spark stuff will be going on the John Dash channel and some other fun stuff as well.
That's awesome. Good job, John.
That is.
Thank you.
Let's see, RiDESHARE Rodeo channel. We got Driver Nation tomorrow. Don't forget to check that out. That's with tncradio.live. Saturday, Steve will have the 13 minutes of news in 13 minutes or less. If you ever catch that he goes over 13 minutes, let me know, and I will make sure he gives you something. And then, of course, he has a whole bunch of videos next week, so that's why I say make sure you click the subscribe button, make sure you click the bell, and then we will see everybody back here next week. Bye, guys.
Peace.